Welcome back everybody. This is the best news and YouTube. Laremy Tunsil becomes Dolphins legend. NFL set to expand 2021 regular season to 17 games. Top 4 pass catchers in this year's NFL draft are the players on Miami's shortlist. Subscribe now. Laremy Tunsil becomes Dolphins legend. Laremy Tunsil will forever be a legend for the Miami Dolphins, but not for anything the Pro Bowl offensive lineman has done on the field. Tunsil has reached Herschel Walker status in Miami, and he knows it. 2 years after the Dolphins traded him to the Houston Texans, which originally netted them 2 first-round picks. The Dolphins netted these picks from the Tunsil deal. To recap the Tunsil trade, a week before the season began in 2019, Miami sent Tunsil, wide receiver Kenny Stills, a 2020 4th-round pick, and a 2021 6th-round pick to the Texans for a 2020 1st-round pick, a 2021 1st-round pick, a 2021 2nd-round pick, cornerback Johnson Badamosi and tackle Julian Davenport. The 2020 1st-round pick ended up becoming cornerback Noah Igbenogany after a trade down with Green Bay that landed the Dolphins the number 30 overall pick in that draft and a 2020 4th-round pick, which was later dealt. Next story is that crazy Friday, which I don't have to say it again. Tunsil, who has since made 2 Pro Bowls with the Texans, reacted to the massive haul Miami received for him in the funniest way he could. Perhaps there will be a statue for Tunsil someday in Miami, right next to legends Don Shula and Dan Marino. After all, Miami has 5 first-round picks with 4 second-round picks and 4 third-round picks over the next 3 years. As for the Texans, they don't have a pick in this draft until the 3rd round, which isn't ideal for a team that finished 4-12 last year. At least they signed Tunsil to an extension. NFL set to expand 2021 regular season to 17 games. The 2021 NFL regular season is going to be unlike anything we've ever seen before. No, not because the Miami Dolphins will finally win a playoff game, though I wouldn't rule that out. But because for the first time in the history of the sport, teams will play a full 17-game regular season. This news was reported minutes ago by ESPN's Adam Schefter. This news isn't necessarily a surprise. After all, this is something the players and owners have been trying to agree on for several years. However, the question now is, who will the Dolphins play in their extra game this upcoming season? Based on what we heard previously in this most recent tweet from ESPN's Field Yates, this would set the Miami Dolphins up for a home game versus the New York Giants in 2021. Joe Judge versus Stone Cold Brian Flores. Tua Tagovailoa versus Daniel Jones. Kenny Golladay versus Xavier Howard? I'll wait until the roster is complete, before listing off the other matchups I desire. But this has the potential to be a slobber knocker. Honestly, all of the proposed 17th games have the potential to be slugfests. And anytime we have a chance to endure more meaningful football, that's a win. Now don't forget, nothing is 100% official. But it does look like the NFL will finally be expanding to a 17-game regular season. This means we will never have to worry about another 7-9 or 8-8 season for as long as we live. Only something far worse like 8-9 or 8-8-1. Top 4 pass catchers in this year's NFL draft are the players on Miami's shortlist. There are 2 ways you can choose to look at the Miami Dolphins' decision to leap back up in the 2021 NFL draft order from number 12 to number 6 after making a monster splash and trading down 9 spots in a deal with the 49ers. That first trade had set the Dolphins up with multiple first-round picks in 2022 and 2023, a surreal number of assets when considering Miami made 3 first-round selections in 2020 and will make 2 more in the top 20 this year, as things currently stand. But Miami willingly surrendered a future first in 2022 to ensure they could move back up in the draft order to number 6 overall. And that's where your interpretation skills must come in. Miami moved back up in the order for one of 2 reasons. The team has fallen in love with a single prospect and feels comfortable that they will be able to secure said player at number 6. The team has a short list of players that, when when accounting for 3 quarterbacks in the first 3 picks, will guarantee at least one of their targets will be on the board at number 6, if not more. If the reality for the Dolphins is not that they've decided to commit to a single player already, but instead they have a short list of players, let's hypothetically call it 4 players long, then there's absolutely a window open for the Miami Dolphins to selectively move back once again from number 6 despite having moved up to get there in the first place. The pressure points surrounding this year's NFL draft revolve around the quarterbacks. We now know, after Miami's dealing with the 49ers, that 3 passers will go in the top 3. But if QB4, presumably either Trey Lance or Justin Fields, is still on the board at number 6, Miami will likely be getting calls for the pick. And depending on how big their shortlist is, the Dolphins may be wise to take the call and make a move. Let's assume the top 4 pass catchers in this year's NFL draft are the players on Miami Pitts. LSU WR Jamar Chase. Alabama WR Jalen Waddle. Alabama WR Devonta Smith. If Miami comes on the clock at number 6 with only 2 of these 4 talents available, trading out of the number 6 pick could still feasibly make sense, but only if you plan on moving back to number 7 with Detroit or number 8 with Carolina. Because if Carolina were to move up for a quarterback, the Dolphins would still be guaranteed to have one of the 4 on their hypothetical shortlist available to them after Carolina drafts a quarterback and Detroit, another WR-hungry team, files a pick of their own. 1. Jacksonville. QB Trevor Lawrence. 2. New York Jets. QB Zach Wilson. 3. San Francisco 49ers. QB Trey Lance. QB Justin Fields. 4. Atlanta Falcons. Take Kyle Pitts. 5. Cincinnati Bengals. LSU WR Jamar Chase. 6. Carolina Panthers. QB Justin Fields. QB Trey Lance. 7. Detroit Lions. WR Jalen Waddle. WR Devonta Smith. 8. Miami Dolphins. WR Devonta Smith. WR Jalen Waddle. It would be mathematically impossible for the Dolphins to miss out on one of the big 4 as things currently sit if Miami chooses to move back to number 8 on draft night, a scenario that only happens if Miami's theory only works if the Dolphins aren't married to a single prospect to walk away with next month. But for the time being, we can certainly speculate about the best-case scenarios in which Miami can still get one of their preferred targets and add even more picks to their ledger.